Representative of Israel for the statement. I now give the floor to the representative of Indonesia.
Madam President, thank you for convening this urgent meeting. With France, Indonesia requested this meeting as a testament of Indonesia's long-standing commitment and continued contribution to peacekeeping operations since 1957. I also thank the briefers, USG Lacroix, ISG Harry, and USG Fletcher. I should also like to thank you, Madam President, for giving me the floor to express the sense of grief, anger, and frustration of over 285 million people of Indonesia. I am sure that this sense of grief, anger, and frustration is widely shared by the people of the world. I am heartened by the pouring of expression of condolences, support, and solidarity from the members of this Council and the wider international community. Let me begin by honoring the memory of the fallen soldiers of peace by calling their names in this august chamber. Zulmi Aditya Iskandar, Major, Infantry, 33 years young. Muhammad Nur Ikhwan, First Sergeant, 25 years young. Fahrizal Ramadan, Corporal, 27 years young. Corporal Fahrizal lost his life serving his duty in our post in Ashid Al-Quzair. Major Zulmi and First Sergeant Muhammad lost their lives in the attack to their convoy, providing logistical supports in Bani Hayyan. We cannot accept these killings of peacekeepers. This is a grave loss to Indonesia. This is also a grave loss to all of us, to the United Nations, to this Council, and to every community that looks to peacekeepers as symbols of hope and peace. Further, the attacks injured 5 other peacekeepers: Captain Sultan Wiryan Maulana, Corporal Riko Pramudia, Corporal Arif Kurniawan, Corporal Bayu Prakoso, Cadet Private Denny Rianto. These peacekeepers fell and wounded while carrying out a mandate entrusted to them by this very Council. Indonesia condemns in the strongest terms these heinous attacks against those peacekeepers serving with the UNIFIL on the 29th and 30th of March 2026. Indonesia urges all relevant actors to ensure the prompt, safe, and dignified repatriation of the remains of the 3 deceased personnel and request the best possible medical treatment and comprehensive care for the 5 injured peacekeepers to ensure their full and swift recovery. Madam President, some detractors have argued that the fallen soldiers were positioned in a zone of active war. But this framing overlooks a fundamental question: who is responsible for creating and sustaining that zone of active hostilities? The current escalation did not arise in vacuum. It stems from repeated incursions by the Israeli military into the territory of Lebanon. Indonesia strongly condemns Israeli attacks in southern Lebanon, which constitute a serious violation against the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Lebanon. Indonesia continues to stand in solidarity with the government and the people of Lebanon. As hostilities in southern Lebanon escalates, attacks against UNIFIL peacekeepers have also increased in recent weeks. These repeated attacks are not mere incidents, but deliberate assaults aimed at undermining the UNIFIL and deterring its ability to fulfill the mandate of Resolution 1701. These attacks also represent a direct threat to international peace and security and may constitute war crimes under international law. We therefore demand an immediate, thorough, and transparent investigation. Let me be clear. We demand investigation by the United Nations, not excuses from Israel. We demand the Security Council to keep abreast of the investigation and to immediately follow up the results. We demand that the perpetrators must be held legally accountable. Immunity must not become the standard, and attacks against peacekeepers must not be repeated nor tolerated. We also demand a firm guarantee from all parties involved, including Israel, to uphold their obligations under international law, to immediately cease attacks and aggressive behavior that endanger UN personnel and property, and to refrain from any action that further escalates the hostilities. Madam President, the safety and security of peacekeepers must remain and continue to be our utmost priority. Amid escalating hostilities, the Council and the Secretary General must immediately implement emergency measures to ensure the full protection of UNIFIL personnel and assets. This includes review of security arrangement protocols and activation of contingency and evacuation plans commensurate to the developments on the ground. We must leverage all political and diplomatic means to de-escalate the situation. The Security Council must reaffirm the foundational principles that guarantee the safety and security of UN peacekeepers. It is imperative for the Council and the wider international community to take immediate and decisive action to protect those who protect peace. We make these demands in deep reverence for our fallen peacekeepers, to whom Indonesia pays its highest respect for their ultimate sacrifice in the service of international peace and security. To this end, Indonesia remains committed to contribute to the maintenance of peace and security as our constitutional mandate. Now, we demand the Security Council to act and deliver. Today, the Security Council must speak up with a clear, strong, and unified voice to condemn the attacks against peacekeeping personnel. Today, the Security Council must reaffirm the obligations of all parties to ensure and guarantee the safety and security of peacekeepers. Today, the Security Council must take decisive action to prevent future hostilities and attacks against peacekeepers. No more attacks. Thank you.
I thank the representative of Indonesia for the statement. I now give the floor to the representative of